Buenos dias. Good morning. My name is David Blancas. Welcome to this weekly segment of Living in Aurora. So it happens every week, Thursdays from 9 a.m. to about 9:30. And today I am your host, David Blancas, Chief Equity and Operating Advisor at the Neighbor Project. And we have a very special guest today, Juria Donaldson. If you can introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Juria Donaldson. I am the HUD Compliance Manager at Neighbor Project, and also provide homebuyer and post-purchase counseling. And also in the community, I am a Aurora Township Board Trustee, and also a community advocate.
Very busy.
Yeah, right.
Very busy. No, but that's awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in the community. You're helping out the community, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. What you do, right? Your journey of how you became a HUD counselor, why you became a HUD counselor, and what you're doing now, right? Like as a Aurora Township Board Trustee. Just what resources are available to the community, right? Because I know you're involved in lots and lots of stuff.
Right.
But first, congratulations. It's been an exciting year for you. Recently elected, as we said, Aurora Township Board Trustee. So congratulations on that position.
Thank
Very
you.
well earned. And November, was it? Is when you
November
got married?
1st? Yes.
November 1st, you got married.
Jason Riley, yes, thank you.
Oh, congratulations.
He's a very lucky man.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. You heard that, Jason?
That's right.
Very lucky man. Oh, no, congratulations.
Thank you.
How's the married life?
It's great. It's wonderful. I married my best friend, so thank you.
Oh, that's beautiful to hear. And Valentine's Day just passed.
Right. So we're really like, we just had a wedding, but we're still going to celebrate Valentine's Day. So,
there you go. Congratulations. All right. So, HUD Compliance Manager. You've been a HUD counselor, if I remember, for well over 25 years?
I've been in the industry. April will make 26 years in the industry.
26.
Yes. I've been a HUD counselor. The ruling and everything went into effect. So I've been a HUD counselor for about 5 years, but I've been a counselor for about 24 years. So yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. I know. I don't look it. I know.
No, you look very young.
There you go. There you go, David. Right.
Yeah, with the glasses, the vibrant colors. Look at that hair. Fantastic. Love it. Right. So my question to you is, what got you into that journey?
Yeah.
Right? HUD, because it's not an easy journey.
Right.
It's very difficult. Right. And very important.
Yeah.
But what was your why to get into counseling, HUD counseling specifically?
Yeah. When I first got into this area, I came in, some people know my story, through Joseph Corporation, which was the agency that we merged with with the Emmanuel House. And so as I tell people, when I started with Joseph Corporation, I was only going to be there for about 3 months or so, just a little bit.
That's what we all say, right?
Yeah,
I was going to be there for a few months.
Yeah, I was getting ready to get that corporate job and take over the world and all that. But then started the executive director at that time. We would do things with the families where we had like rehab programs and things like that, and the families would invite us into their homes. We would have dinners with the families, and I mean, it was a little more closer with like working with the nuns and things like that. So I really got a chance to get that hands-on community impact, seeing life-changing type thing, and I was hooked. So that right there, the why and why you do what you do, and why you make sacrifices, and why you connect people to resources, and why you want to do something greater and bigger than yourself. I right then and there is when I what they say, drunk the Kool-Aid, and I believe the mission and everything, and then it just continued to carry on to the Neighbor Project. So that's why I'm still here, and I still do what I do. I love doing what I do. And
that's not surprising because that's in your blood.
Yeah.
The Donaldsons, all of you are known for being advocates in the community, helping the community.
Absolutely.
You have a church. Your family has a church, Everlasting Word Church.
Yep, absolutely.
Right off of Highland. Right. That's also the customer service center for the Neighbor Project.
Yep.
Talk a little about like your family history and advocacy and what you've done for the community.
The Donaldsons, over the latter years, we've changed our name. So, because, previously maybe in like the 50s and things, we may be known for something else. So we've worked hard to really give back to the community. But Bishop Donaldson, my father, he's very committed to equitable access and economies and different things like that in the community. And he really wanted to make sure that the church is a beacon. So even though it is a church and things like that, but when it comes to like human rights and basic necessities and things like that, our church is we're very gung-ho about that. And we believe in servicing people. That's how we believe that we show Christ, is by showing, making sure that you have the basic needs to shelter, to food, to education, to health, things like that. So we take it as a part of our duty to have that customer service center. It's not anything extra. It's not us doing anything. It's what we're supposed to do. And actually, we would love to do even more. So it's an honor for us to have that customer service center with the neighbor project.
Oh, that's beautiful. And there's a phrase that you said, equitable access. I feel like that's something that many organizations here in Aurora excel at, right? That it's part of their mission is making sure that people do have access to the opportunities. Right. Of course, they have to do the work. Right. Here's the resources. Go ahead, do the work so you can get like what you deserve and all of that. But equitable access, and I'm thinking about like just Black History Month, right? It's as we're thinking about like the history, there hasn't always been equitable access. Absolutely. Right? As a HUD counselor, as a person that really is an advocate for affordable housing, can you talk a little bit more about the history of that equitable access in the Black community?
And just as the phrase, there might be things out there that are equitable, but that doesn't mean I can access it. As I like to say, I'm 4'11", so a lot of times things are not accessible for me. Like recently, we came back from the airport. We did some traveling, Jason and I appreciate him because he can reach everything. He's like 6'3", so at the airport he helps me with the getting the bag up there and all those things. It's there for me, but I cannot access it to put. So same thing with the affordable housing, decent access to life and things like that, decent access to earning wages and things like that. It's there. But people do not have access to it. And there are systems that are in place that make it difficult. So education is definitely key. And not only education, but being able to apply the education, because there's nothing more frustrating than knowing that I have the right to something and knowing that I have the right to access it, but I'm not allowed to. So I take very seriously the work that I do in any area, whether it's with the Neighbor Project or the Customer Service Center or the Aurora Township. I take very serious getting people that information and making sure that they know how to use the tools and the resources that they're being given. And then also, I'm very big. I don't keep secrets. Once I find out something, everybody knows. So if there's something that you want me to keep, then don't tell me, because I'm telling everybody. Right, I keep it to yourself because I'm telling everybody. I'm a full believer that's how we all benefit. That's how the community stabilizes and how it strives. It's not a one person show. Like we all need each other. We all thrive together. So, and just like the City of Aurora, it has actually the City of Aurora, and why I love our city and I love our community, is very aggressive about the wealth building and about you being able to put your roots down here. I've been to other places, and I can really say Aurora is very aggressive about making sure that you feel that you belong and that you find your place here. And if you don't, let us see where you fit. So I if someone feels that they don't know where they belong, or they don't know how to feel where they belong, there's plenty of resources here. There's plenty of organizations, not just the Neighbor Project, but there's also churches here. There's other, our aldermen, our alderpersons. There's people here to make sure that you fit and that you belong. I said there's the down payment assistance programs for those who are looking to get into the City of Aurora. If you're in Aurora, you're a homeowner, there's the rehab grant programs to make sure that your home is still safe and affordable. So there's information out here. You just need to find the people. I'm one of those people. Our other community leaders are the Neighbor Project. There's people that are here that can help you navigate the resources that you need.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm processing everything.
Yeah, I know, that's a lot of information.
But it's wonderful information, right? Like you listed a bunch of resources. I love the example that you gave. I'm a tall person, right? Vertically gifted. That's what I'm vertically gifted.
Yeah.
Right? So thank you to my genetics.
Right.
And I appreciated you using the example of the airport, of the airplane being like put in your lap. I never thought about that.
Yep, it's not a struggle for some people.
It's not, right? But it's not my lived experience.
Right.
So I don't think about this.
Right.
I think about my children when I have to lift it up for them, but that's the extent. But they're going to grow.
Right.
Right. Again, blessed genetics.
Right. Absolutely.
They're going to be taller than me.
Right.
And I think about like those systems, the design of that. It was designed for efficiency, right? And I'm sure it wasn't designed to like say, oh, let's keep the shorter, the vertically, or
the proper way,
the fun size,
right? The travel size,
the travel size, right? Like so let's make it more difficult for them. So I think about that, right? And I wonder, like other systems aside from the airport, where, as you said, there is access, or there's meant to be access to this, and in some cases not intentional.
Absolutely.
Right? Where it's supposed to be like you're supposed to access it, everyone's supposed to access it, but because of the design of it, because of policy, in some cases not intentional, but you can't access it.
Absolutely.
And historically there's been policies, there's been laws, there's been just practices where access or denying access.
Absolutely.
That was intentional.
Absolutely.
Right? And so as we're thinking now, it's 2026. It's 2026.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
And we're thinking about, you said equitable access. You mentioned a lot of resources to provide that, right? And so let's dive a little bit more into each one. So you said the
down payment assistance.
Let's start with that one, right? Because that is to provide access.
Right. To get into the home.
Yes, because there's, again, the system, it's designed for everyone to access it, but unfortunately, the design doesn't always work. Going back to the
it's a certain type of buyer. Absolutely.
So what kind of down payment assistance programs are there?
Actually, that is a really good point. And like I said, depending on what type of buyer you are, and working with those nonprofits that can help you determine what type of buyer you are and what type of resources are available to you. But if you're one that's looking to get more money and more help to purchase your home. And let me define, when I say help, that doesn't mean that you're low to mod. I think we attach income, or we attach a certain person.
Can you explain low to mod? What
Absolutely.
That means?
Absolutely. Definition of low to mod is what the government has deemed is the average income in this area, or this metro area. So honestly, Stonebridge is in a census income tract, and you can get an FHA loan in Stonebridge or what have you, because it's just attached to the type of financing. It does not mean that you're a type of person. So it's literally just the financing. So it's saying, do you want financing A or do you want financing B? It does not mean that person A has to accept this type of financing or person B has to accept that. So we want to take the stigmas off of the financing. Those mean nothing. But the down payments, it will depend on what type of bank you want to work with, is normally what I tell customers, because you can work with a bank that's a traditional bank that may not offer as much as resources, but they may be competitive as far as products. Like if you're shopping for a car, this dealership might offer, they may not have $1,000 off of it, but they may have a lower interest rate that you prefer. And the other dealership may give you $5,000 off or what have you. A community lending bank is probably going to do more of that down payment assistance, where you only have to put 3% down of the purchase price and you get access to more money. So it's about understanding what you want, what you're able to afford, and knowing what tools and resources are out there for you. And I call the banks and things tools and resources, and that's really how we should be looking at them. You're the consumer. You're in charge. You dictate how this thing is moving. The bank does not dictate to you. And I think we got to be empowered consumers. We got to take that fear out of it. I don't go in there shriveling and saying, oh, what can you do for me? But this is what I want, and how close can I get to that? That's that comfort. But once you've had that education and you know what you can do, you can be that confident consumer. And that's why it's important to work with the nonprofit, so that you can become that confident consumer, and you know what your rights are, and you know what you're entitled to, so you can go in and demand and work with your bank and your resources to get the home that you want.
That's wow.
That's what I mean by empowering people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do remember when I went through my home buying process, right? When I did that, I had my master's, I know Spanish, I know English, I know technical language, right?
Yep.
Like all of that. But I do remember thinking like, this is
very
a lot.
Intimidating. Yeah.
And I looked to, the lender was one of my best friends. So I trusted him completely. But I do remember saying, what's best for me?
Right.
Asking him, just putting it on his plate versus me taking ownership on that. He pushed back and he said, David, these are your options. You need to make a choice.
Good.
But I can see like how difficult, right?
I always say buying a home, I try to dumb it down a little bit. Buying a home is the exact same process, just on a bigger scale. Buying a cell phone, you know how we do with a cell phone. We do our research, we stay in that store, we harass that clerk or whatever, until all of our pictures and our music transfers over. You need to have that same energy when you buy a house. It's the exact same process, just on a bigger scale. You're the consumer. You know what products you want. You've done your research. You know what you're going into. You know what megabyte, whatever. You know what Wi-Fi you want your phone. You should know that about the loan product that you're going. I want this loan product that does this. I want to live in this neighborhood. I want this type of thing. You should know that. There's no reason why you wouldn't know that. So I put that responsibility back on you, the consumer, that you should be an educated consumer, and that there's free resources, of course, that are out here for you.
Of course. And then as a HUD counselor,
absolutely,
right? That's at the Neighbor Project. That's what they provide.
That's what they provide.
There's 3-4 HUD counselors, certified HUD counselors, that can help through that process. And again, you're providing resources. They come to you. They say, "This is my financial health." Right. This is what I dream of purchasing. And then you can, based on that profile,
work with
you can say, you can work with them, say, well, this is what's available. Because again, doing this by myself, I didn't know what was available. And so how can I move forward if I'm in the dark? But you're providing them resources, and that's beautiful.
And homeownership, it doesn't have to be a guessing thing. I think that's what like in the dark. So many of us go through that process, guessing and stumbling, and it does not have to be there. That is really one of the things that has so much information out it on. And really, when I do the workshops, I always start the workshops by saying homeownership is nothing like that commercial where you just pick up your phone. The commercials are funny, but you just pick up your phone, they buy it, and then the everything happens. It's nothing like that. No, so
I hear it.
So get the free resources that are out here to help you navigate through that process.
That's fantastic. And then you mentioned that Aurora is like, they're intentionally trying to bring in more people, build that community, and so you can build your
rate is higher than the state's rate of homeownership. So we are very aggressive.
And that's wonderful. So for individuals looking to buy in Aurora, so maybe you're renting here, you're living here already, but you want to purchase a home here in Aurora, or let's say you're living outside of Aurora, but want to purchase in Aurora, right? The whole thing is that you want to purchase in Aurora. There is a down payment assistance program, which is called the Choose Aurora program. Correct. So we had a special guest about a month ago who talked about that program, and it was fantastic. Depending on your household income, you can get up to $20,000 in down payment assistance.
That's major.
An additional, again, depending on household income, an additional $5,000 for closing costs, and an additional $2,000 for home repairs. So again, based on financial income, like your household income, you can get up to like $27,000.
Right, that's major.
And most people don't know this.
Right.
Aurora is one of the cities that does that, but there's other cities, there's other the counties have their own down, banks, as you mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And what you've taught me is that we can combine this stuff.
Yes, absolutely. And to that point of banks even get money. So there's a particular organization that fund banks to give down payment. So the Federal Home Loan Bank, and there'll be like a Federal Home Loan Bank of Chicago, Federal Home Loan Bank of Atlanta. So you may have a bank out here in Illinois that may be a Federal Home Loan Bank of Atlanta that will have money. So, you know, you don't have to figure these things out where money is coming from. It's here. Just go to the places. They will let you know what funds are from for here and different things. And you can definitely layer that money. And right now, depending on what bank you use and go to, a person should be getting on average, right now, you should be getting on average at least minimum $15,000 in down payment assistance with any bank that you go to.
That's wonderful.
That's on average. So.
That's wonderful. And this past few months, I think you've shared that some of your clients received close to $30,000.
Yeah, got one that that had 30. Yep.
Yeah.
And down payment assistance that she will not have to pay back. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
True
will
down
not
payment.
have to pay back. Down payment assistance received close to $30,000. We've had another counselor at the Neighbor Project that also did that. Does it happen with every client? No. Right.
Right.
But we can get. Hopefully, again, it's all depending on your household income and what you do qualify for. But there could be down payment assistance available.
Yeah.
So that's for people that want to become homeowners. You also provide resources for those that are already homeowners.
Absolutely.
Right. One of the things that the Neighbor Project does is, yes, they guide you through the process of buying a house. They guide you through that decision-making process. But it's also important for you to be able to keep your house and maintain your house.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the home rehab program. Brett, he's a staff, does a wonderful job with that. Awesome. So if there are some big essential home repairs that you need, like they're necessary. Right. And I'm not talking about like your tile is broken that you need. No, like these are like real necessities.
Your roof and your plumbing. Safety issues, real things. Yeah.
And if you qualify for that, right, seek the Neighbor Project, submit an application, and Brett will help you through that process to see if you do qualify.
Yep, absolutely.
So there's that, the home rehab program. We also talked about the importance of keeping your house. You focus on foreclosure. Right. Resolution. Foreclosure resolution.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah. And I think that's very important, especially in today's world where we are seeing an uptick on that. It's very important for people to know help for your home is absolutely free. You should not be paying anybody to help you with your home. Even if they're an attorney, consultations are absolutely free. To take an application or to discuss anything with your bank is absolutely free. Nobody should be charging you to help with your bank. Seek HUD help or that nonprofit help, but help with your bank is absolutely free.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. And we are seeing an uptick in foreclosures right now.
And reach out sooner than later.
Oh,
definitely. Don't be scared. The bank is not interested in keeping your home. They do not want your home. That's not how they make money. They make money off of you making your loan payments. So they want you to stay in that house. The bank is not in the business of being landlords. So let's contact your bank and let's see what options are available.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. So you heard if you are in danger of missing a mortgage payment for several, or you're already in foreclosure proceedings, reach out to the Neighbor Project, specifically Jaria.
Yes. Absolutely.
She will guide you through the process, provide you possible resolutions, because it doesn't always end up that you do keep your home. Right. But that is the goal, though.
That is the goal. You know, the goal is to avoid foreclosure. Foreclosure is that financial term, meaning that the house has been repoed. And if heaven forbid the house does become repo, there still is a life after tragedy. You can still purchase a home again. I want to dispel those myths. You can still purchase a home. You can still be considered a first-time home buyer if your name has not been attached to residential real estate within 3 years. And sometimes, depending on the area that you're purchasing at, you may be a first-time home buyer again. If you're a veteran, you may be a first-time home buyer again. If you went through a divorce, depending on the protected class that you're in, you may be a first-time home buyer. So come to the nonprofit, find out about the resources and where you're at and what your situation is. You do not have to figure these things out on your own.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you've also within your church,
Yes.
with other community members,
Yep.
you've also started a club
Yes.
specifically for homeowners. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, we're very proud about this club, and it's the African American Homeownership Club. It is for everybody. The purpose of the club is to protect, promote, and maintain the wealth of the homeowner, and it's also to help mentor other financial opportunities. So we always say at the church, we don't want to keep praying to Jesus for houses and we do. We thank him. We do thank him. But we don't have to go to God for a credit card. Like, you just be an informed consumer and fill out the credit card and know that you're going to be approved. So that's the trend, and that's the mindset that we're doing. And it's a collection of community leaders who are vested in the community and want to spread that same feeling, and hoping that others will catch fire to that, and want to protect and stabilize their community as well. So it's a safe space for community to give input to solution on financial issues, and for us to really take care of each other, basically.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And last night you had a workshop,
Yeah.
what to do with Big Mama's house.
Yeah,
right?
And in the Black culture, grandma's house, or grandma, we generally call her Big Mama. So
Love it.
Yeah, and
love it.
And unfortunately, when life happens and she passes, a lot of time we lose that equity, we lose that wealth. And so the attorney brought a powerful, and we did record it as well, as it's on Facebook too. He brought a powerful presentation on estate planning, everything from the will to your medical to quick claims to it was very powerful, and we'll have another presentation of that this Saturday.
Saturday
at Everlasting Word Church again. It starts at 11. At 11 a.m.
At Everlasting Word Church off of Highland by the VNA.
Yep.
And if I remember correctly, it's 22 North Highland.
Yep, correct.
22 North Highland.
Yep.
Everlasting Word Church. 11 a.m.
Yep.
You said?
Yep.
And this is talking about what to do with Big Mama's house,
Right.
like when Big Mama passes away, right?
Absolutely.
To make sure that your family, that the wealth that was built stays within the family.
Absolutely.
Right? And this will be a continuation of yesterday, or is it going to be the same workshop?
It'll be the same workshop.
Fantastic.
Yep.
All right. So if you missed last night's.
Yep. You got Saturday.
You got Saturday.
Right.
Oh, that's fantastic. You are an amazing person too, with just all of the resources that you're bringing, the stuff that your family is doing within the church, your experience, 25 years. Glad to be able to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Living in Aurora, Jaria Donaldson. Again, anything related to homeownership, right?
Yeah.
Aurora Township Board of Trustee. Feel free to reach out to her.
Yes, please.
Right?
Yeah.
But thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Aurora, have a wonderful Thursday. It's going to be one of the last warm days till that cold snap hits again, right? So please enjoy this warm day. Please enjoy this weekend. It was a pleasure to be with all of you.
Bye.